In the ancient world, under the vast, unblinking sky of history, names are etched into stone in memory. But some names, though whispered quietly, echo with a power that transcends time. This is the story of one such name, Jude, also known as Thaddaeus. He was one of the 12, a man chosen by Jesus, whose life would become a testament to unshakable faith and ultimate sacrifice. His journey was not one of earthly glory, but of a divine mission that would lead him to the very edges of the known world, and into the heart of a final fateful battle for the soul of humanity. Imagine the shores of Galilee, the air thick with anticipation. It was here that a simple man heard a call that would forever alter his destiny. Jesus of Nazareth, with a gaze that saw beyond the surface, called Jude to follow him. This was not a request for a brief journey, but an invitation to a new life, a new purpose. Leaving everything behind, Jude joined a small band of disciples, walking alongside the man they believed was the Messiah. He listened to the Sermon on the Mount, witnessed water turn to wine, and saw the sick healed with a touch. These were not mere lessons. They were the forging of a faith that would soon be tested by fire. After the resurrection and ascension of Christ, the Great Commission was given: go into all the world and preach the gospel. For Jude, these were not just words, they were his life's directive. His mission began. Accompanied by Simon the Zealot, Jude embarked on an epic journey that took him far from the familiar hills of Judea. Their path led them through the heart of Mesopotamia, a land of ancient cities and deeply entrenched beliefs. They traveled to Edessa, a beacon of early Christianity, sharing the message of hope and redemption. From there, their mission pressed onward, deeper into the vast and formidable Persian Empire. In Persia, Jude and Simon faced a world vastly different from their homeland. They entered cities humming with Zoroastrian priests and ancient traditions. Here the gospel was a strange and radical concept, yet Jude did not waver. With courage fueled by conviction, he spoke in crowded marketplaces and quiet courtyards. He spoke of a God of love, of forgiveness, and of a kingdom not of this world. His words, filled with the power of the Spirit, began to take root. Many who heard him were moved, their hearts stirred by a truth they had never known. The church in Persia began to grow, a small but vibrant flame in a land of spiritual shadows. But with every soul won, the shadows deepened. Jude's message of a single, true God was a direct challenge to the established powers. The local priests, who held immense influence, saw him as a threat to their authority and their way of life. Hostility began to brew. Whispers turned into threats, and threats into open opposition. Jude was warned to stop, to abandon his mission, to flee for his life. Yet how could he? The call he answered by the Sea of Galilee still echoed in his soul. He had seen the truth, and he could not deny it. His faith was not a cloak to be worn in times of peace, but armor for the inevitable battle. The final confrontation came in the city of Swanir. Surrounded by a hostile crowd, incited by the very priests who opposed his message, Jude stood his ground. He was offered one last chance: renounce his faith, bow to their gods, and live. For Jude, this was no choice at all. His life was not his own. It belonged to the one who had called him. He refused. He chose obedience over safety, and eternal life over a few more years on earth. There, in that distant land, far from home, Jude the Apostle faced his final battle. He was struck down, his voice silenced, but the message he carried could not be killed. His death was not an end, but a seed of faith that would continue to grow, watered by the blood of a martyr. The story of Jude Thaddaeus did not end in Persia. It lives on. It lives on in the letter he wrote, a powerful and urgent plea for believers to contend for the faith. It lives on in the countless churches that trace their origins back to his missionary journeys. And it lives on in the hearts of millions who through the centuries have called upon him as the patron saint of lost causes and desperate situations, a fitting title for an apostle who ventured into the most hopeless of places with an unwavering hope. His legacy is not one of monuments or earthly kingdoms, but of a quiet, enduring courage that proves that one life wholly devoted to God can indeed change the world. Jude's journey teaches us a profound lesson. It reminds us that faith is not the absence of fear, but the courage to move forward despite it. It shows us that our lives are measured not by their length, but by their depth and their impact. Jude the Apostle, a humble fisherman from Galilee, became a giant of the faith, a trailblazer for the gospel. His life was a testament to the transformative power of a single yes to God. His story inspires us to live with the same boldness, to persevere through our own trials, and to remember that even in our darkest moments, we are part of a story far greater than our own. A story of redemption, of hope, and of a love that conquers all. Thank you for joining us on this journey. If this story moved you, please like, share, and subscribe for more stories of faith that changed the world.